The recent resurgence of grime music and UK rap has opened people's eyes to a culture they might not have been aware of before. Rapper proph came along at the right time, then, and hesitation using his moment to speak out about social issues and change lives. Proph, real name, Bishma Asara, describes his style of music as conscious rap, something he feels goes a bit deeper than people's expectations of the genre. It's rap that makes a difference, a rap that people can relate to, he told metro.co.uk. With my rap, what I try to do is portray a message for people who probably don't live in the same area as me or live the same lifestyle. I try to give an insight into where I'm from. Where he's from is Thornton Heath, and his personal experiences with knife crime growing up has inspired him to want to keep others on the right path. Proph, 25, explained, there are a lot of stereotypes about people like me and people from my area, and the news does continue those stereotypes. If you don't live in a certain area, I don't think you understand why certain people make the choices they make. They're products of their environment. My EP Invisible Guidelines refers to the guidelines which we, and by we I mean everyday young black boys from Thornton Heath, the guidelines which we follow and grow up around, compared to the guidelines that we should be taught in order to get out of a certain area. Proph's music, while conscious, doesn't shy away from a sugarcoat anything. On track Blue Tears he refers to a friend of his who was stabbed. In my community, knife crime has got out of hand and it needs to stop, he said. I've had friends who have been stabbed and killed. I've found myself in a similar situation growing up where I've had someone pull a knife on me. I've never carried a knife myself, I've always been pretty nice with my hands, shall we say. But I can understand why someone might feel they need to. If Blue Tears got enough publicity it might fall on the right ears, maybe someone who is in a situation where they feel they need to carry a knife or a gun. I want them to say to themselves, hold on, this is gonna affect my life in the long run and ruin a lot of people's lives. It's atrocious that there's not much control over it in terms of avoiding picking up a knife. I think the only way to solve it is through community, through music and through parenting. Even schools as well. Schools don't really educate kids as to why you shouldn't carry a knife. They don't see it from a youngster's perspective, which is, I'm carrying a knife, so if someone pulls out a knife on me, I can protect myself. It's not protection. Proph credits his parents with keeping him on the straight and narrow. He said, I've been lucky. From a young age my parents always taught me about drugs, weapons and showed me love. I think good parenting does play a big part. It's not the biggest part because some people do ignore their parents, but I think it does play a part. If you feel like you have to do these things and you have someone to explain to you why you shouldn't, it helps. To view this video please enable JavaScript, and consider upgrading to a web browser that supports HTML5 video. While he does come from a religious upbringing, he first started performing his music in church from the age of 12. Proph is keen not to let his faith become an overriding theme. He said, in order to reach all kinds of people you can't keep talking about religion, because some people don't want to listen to that. But if you have a conscious message and want to create change, then people would want to hear that. While he names Kano and Dizzy Rascal among his musical heroes, he admits that helps more into American music and the UK scene could do with a reality check. The UK scene needs to stop talking rubbish, he said. There's all this trill and trap music and this is what's promoted in the UK scene. It doesn't help with social issues, it doesn't help fight knife crime. Music is music, that's fine, but when it's constantly being thrown at people and constantly played, people only look at a certain type. And this is not to knock anyone's hustle, but when they're constantly talking about something that half of these guys don't actually do, it puts the UK music scene in a bad light. There are guys like Stormzy, for example, who come from the same area as me and got out with his talents. But he doesn't talk about all this trill and trap and all but rubbish, more grime. What needs to change in the UK music scene are the messages that are being put out. Even the outlets, like Link Up TV, SBTV, GRM Daily, what they're actually allowing to be put out. They have a platform where they can say no, but they don't do that. Invisible Guidelines is out now. More All Eyes on Seth Ennis turns a room full of strangers into fans with just the power of his lyrics. More All Eyes on Nigerian artist Carlo is proud of her heritage and is using her music to show it off. More All Eyes on Who is the Real Marshmello. We interviewed the legendary DJ